was, rookies, but then it shows that they're not really afraid to bring the fight to the veterans they're playing up against. But we are on the Rift for the first game of 2023 PCS Spring Split CFO versus BYG. Wow, that's a great cinematic.
Yeah, I'm jealous actually.
Yeah, we don't get stuff like that. It's sunny on the Rift, got a bit of mist in the river. It's very atmospheric. I like it. I like it a lot.
Will we see any fancy level 1s? Looks like not too much going on.
It's definitely a welcome change from the LCO, where I feel like a lot of our games have started off with some crazy level 1 shenanigans. But very tranquil in the Rift today.
Okay, now a lot of Scorch is being taken, really valuing the early game. Kind of respect that. I feel like a lot of the time when you're playing these scaling champs, you can opt for just a little bit of early game runes, and that kind of carries you to the point where you scale anyway. So, sort of a fan of that.
You don't think Gathering Storm on Rise is more valuable?
Kind of depends. I think if Scorch is a difference between getting Prio in this matchup or not, probably could be. I feel like Waterwalking is banned in Pro Play right now, actually. I don't think you can take it on Rise. Okay. Pushing mid. I would expect Jace to get priority in this matchup early, but it's possible Rise can do so just by kind of dumping his mana on the wave. It's actually opted for the Corrupting Pot start, so slightly stronger early game.
Yeah, it's also interesting that Kyungyu has actually started his Raptors and is looking like he's going to path the top after his Red or his Krugs. So already placing a big emphasis on the Jax lane. I guess the only lane with the CC setup that can help him get some early sums, get some early pressure on the map.
Yeah.
I've never seen a Raptors start on Elise.
First time for everything.
I like it.
Jax is building this wave. I'm not sure too much will come of this. Maybe if they could bring Jace to top, it could be a 3-man angle, but I don't really think he's going to be able to get enough priority in order to leave his lane. Jace has actually gone for the Airy as opposed to, a first strike or phase rush or anything like that, so definitely playing towards that early game. At least invading the jungle.
Ooh.
Does have the top priority to back it up, but Rise could possibly move here first.
Oh, he's looking for it. He's find Gemini off. Oh, is he going to spot him? Oh, he got one tiny glimpse of him there. But it looks like he's just trying to stall Gemini and stop him from full clearing and stop that tempo that he would have otherwise gotten. I wonder if he's going to go for this blue buff. I feel like he has to, right?
Yeah, I think you should be able to here. You've got the mid priority, you've got top priority as well, so I think you can take it away, which would feel pretty good as Elise here. Definitely starting to get a little bit of a lead. Bot lane actually out of mana already, although they can kind of regen it pretty quick.
Yeah, I didn't expect this lane to have so much trading though. I thought it would be both ADCs kind of just chilling back and soaking up the waves, but they're actually getting stuck in with the boys.
Yeah, so at least I think did manage that blue. Now looking at mid, probably just gonna... Ooh, might actually contest the crab. I do think the Elise Jace is a lot stronger at this point in the game. Rise brings a lot of CC, but doesn't bring a whole lot of damage. Most likely going to give this up, although Cassante does have priority. Probably doesn't want to move down.
He's trying to fish for the smite steal, but Gemini not quite going to be in range. And this is a really good start for Kyungyu, making sure that he's taking advantage of his lanes having early prio and early combat power. And now he's got all of his blue side camps up as well, so he's going to end up pretty far ahead of this Viego in the early game.
Yeah, 100% agree. So both bot lanes have reset. Zeri's picked up the Vamp Scepter, which I think is a good choice versus the double poke bot lane. Make sure you can stay nice and healthy the whole lane. Ryze has got the tier already and a Dark Seal, okay.
Yeah.
You sometimes see Ryze just opt for more early mana in order to keep pushing, but the Dark Seal, confident he's going to get some stacks.
What are the drawbacks to taking a Dark Seal this early?
Well, the drawback really is just that you get Rod of Ages slightly later.
Right.
And you don't have as much mana for the early push, but honestly, it's a trade-off I'd probably go for. Feels pretty nice to just get all the extra AP from Dark Seal. Lots of extra stacks.
Do you feel it's like potentially risky though? Because sure, he does have a pretty good gank setup with Gemini on Viego, but on the other hand, we sort of already know that Kyungyu is going to be focusing the top side, so it's an interesting risk to take. I hope it pays off for him.
Yeah, having the lack of mana might be annoying because Jace definitely doesn't need as much mana to push waves as Ryze does. Although I think as long as nothing happens in the early game, you're pretty fine here as CFO. I think, your jungler falling behind in camps sucks, obviously, but you've definitely got the scaling to back him up. It's not really relying on him getting stuff done early, whereas I feel like Elise maybe doesn't need the game to be over early, but it's certainly nice to get stuff done with Elise. You still got that Sivir Yuumi scaling, but I definitely don't think it's on the same level as CFO. Now, entering the river here, Gemini is nearby, but actually lower level than Sivir.
Ooh.
Not feeling too good about that.
Going to be the first one to put some pressure on bot lane, but of course him showing bot lane means that Kyungyu is going to path it straight towards top lane. We'll see if he can make anything happen. He has picked up Sork Boots on his first base, which is a really, really strong pickup for Elise, you know, really valuing that flat magic penetration.
Okay, Rise going for a second recall. Everything's been pretty quiet so far. Rise moving back towards mid. I feel like Elise, there's been no sums burned yet, and bot lane still has flashes as well. I think, yeah, mid probably is the place that's most gankable. Sweeper actually misses the ward. Will Rise respect. Could maybe bait.
Oh,
the
it's actually still finding it. Jimmy
does
running
have Viego
towards...
behind him. Okay, will Elise chase? I mean, she has Sork shoes in this guy's own. I think they go for it.
Oh,
probably go for the
they're looking
flash.
at Gemini.
Yes,
Oh,
okay, picks up first blood of
the
PCS
season.
2023. Maybe go for more? Ooh,
Wow.
very, very close. Okay, this is big for Elise. Oh, and a fight going on bot. Flash is used by the Zeri and the Lulu. It's very close. Lulu's going to go down. I think Zeri can clean this up, though. Ooh, it's actually going to be close.
Oh, Fing's cutting this out really well with Kino.
Ooh. Oh, and the team behind them. I don't think he's going to be able to trade. Oh, so close. Damn, that is really rough.
Wow. It was so quiet and sort of like in the last 30 seconds, the game has sort of just massively swung in Beyond Gaming's favor, picking up first blood of the season, of course, and 2 kills for a Sivir. It's not a bad start to the game for them.
Yeah, huge wins for them. And I think also what's really important is that a lot of sums were burned, which is going to give this Elise even more windows. Now you can go mid, you can go bot. You've got lots of options open to you here, and with pretty much 2 winning lanes, the mid and bot, it's going to be really easy to set up for anything you want bot side. Actually getting into a replay here of what happened bot lane. So it looked like it started off pretty well for CFO. Not actually too sure what went wrong. You are sort of down the combat summoner a little bit here because you have cleanse rather than a ghost or a heal. There's not a a great way to use it.
UOG actually, wow.
So they engaged pretty aggressively. I guess they didn't manage to get a poly onto the Yuumi, so she managed to reconnect, and then from there they can just kind of tank damage for one another and kite them out.
Yeah, they were really banking on getting that.
Yeah, and then with the mid jungle priority just coming down and cleaning it up. Because definitely would have traded one back, I think. Or maybe. He had to kite into the creeps to make the play quick, but...
Oh, Rest looking for a trade.
Sante does season 13 champ things. Okay, at least we'll prioritize the Herald. I feel like if you're playing an early game comp, the first dragon is not too important. Securing the first Herald and trying to open up the map with it is really good. Yeah. Now, BYG probably do have to give up this dragon, but I think for what you get for it, it is pretty worth it. Now, it's possible maybe... No, I don't think I was going to try contest. I was going to say maybe Jace could do something with the priority, but it is going to be pretty risky. Herald goes over to Kongyu here. Most likely going to save it. I think you try and wait until you get a gank on mid or bot before you drop it. Try to get a bit more out of it.
I wonder if CFO are going to take this opportunity to pressure bot a bit more. Looks like Gemini is just going to take the base and most likely run back to his top side to try and contest Kongyu, but...
Loses another blue.
he's long gone.
Okay, Sante. Heavy trading. Jax gets out.
Yeah, Rest actually coming out on top on a lot of these trades, even if just by a little bit, he's just slowly chipping away.
Yeah, maybe wanting to bait for the Elise gank here. I feel like this doesn't really work, but just being around here to make sure the wave is fixed, I guess. He's going to... Okay, actually going to stay. Might be able to bait something. I feel like Rest knows something is going on here, but he might go for it anyway.
Oh.
Okay, that champ is something else. That's not fair.
Yeah, why does the tank have like 20 dashes?
He's going to back away. Could even hold the freeze if he wanted. Okay, Gemini finds Jace in the river, but I guess they don't have enough damage and they have to walk away with Elise coming down. I feel like they don't want the 2v2 here. I think they should back away. Rise doesn't have the flash.
Oh,
Elise looking. Might actually look for this. Okay, misses the cocoon, but still gets quite a lot of damage. Viego kind of goes wide. Overall, and just the wave is going to be reset.
Yeah, BYG coming out on top of that pretty easily. Fing getting traded on a little bit in the bot lane, but ultimately these guys are mostly just going to sustain it back up.
Yeah, I feel like the double scaling bot lane has been the ones fighting the most. At least it's going to help push this wave. I think Jace will probably reset here, but does have TP. Okay, Elise and Jace both going to recall, so they're going to sync up their pressure, and then I think they can look to pressure the map. Feng actually has the most gold, 3,800.
Wow. I mean, that's what 2 kills get you, doesn't it?
Poor Gemini, though, all the way down at 2,800 compared to Elise's 3,600. So really feeling that in the jungle right now. So Jace and Ryze both match TPs mid. And Elise is coming back on the map bot side. So you might see some sort of bot play soon. The flashes are still down for a little while. And Jace and Elise both will have access to bot side.
Yeah, I'd really like to see Kongyu try a little bit more while those sums are sort of just on the brink of coming back up. Because I feel like that's when a lot of players sort of start to get that sense of security, even when their summon spell isn't quite up yet. So it's definitely a good time to abuse that fact.
Yumi's not in lane, so I think the window is going to be missed. I don't think there'll be an opportunity to punish these flashes.
It looks like Kino's actually looking to hop onto Kongyu as well, so I wonder what kind of stuff they're going to get up to.
Yeah, it could be some kind of river skirmish here. I feel like it is in their favor. Jace with the Dirk and Elise with the Sork shoes.
They have a lot of
very
damage.
strong.
CFO are sort of bundling together in the mid river.
Yeah,
Ooh,
I think you look for this fight. You definitely don't need to be scared. Okay, pushing them out. I think you definitely try to find an opportunity to use his Herald somewhat soon. Might just end up going mid, which isn't the worst. I think taking plates away from Ryze is... It kind of does dissuade him from roaming a little bit, and getting gold onto Jace Elise obviously feels good. At the same time, though, not as good as if you could get a kill before dropping the Herald.
I swear there's nothing more satisfying than getting those zombie wards. It's like maximum dopamine. I'm not going to lie.
It's a poor brain.
He's going to get another
Okay,
one.
actually going for the skirmish. The Cocoon lands and the Yuumi ult follows up. Viego going to try ult out. He does not have flash. Can they chase any more? I don't think so. I think that's going to be it.
I'm surprised they weren't able to get more damage off there. That was...
Yeah, Lulu did burn heal and ult.
Ah, yeah.
That's kind of nice, though. Gemini is pushed off the map for a while. Maybe Elise can look to drop the Herald now and kind of follow up with it. Looks like it's going to be a Herald mid here. Gold onto the Jace and Elise. Yep, Herald is dropped. So they know Gemini can't be here. He's a bit too low, although I don't think you can get much more here than a couple plates. Sivir is actually here. Are they going to fully commit to hitting this? I wouldn't think so. I think Sivir just goes back bot. Cocoon hits. A little bit of damage traded.
I was only one plate, actually.
Yeah, so we're kind of going back to Farmville for a while. Jace resetting. I wonder if he has item here, because he did get quite a bit of gold. Has been CSing well. A little bit of trade going on top. Okay, so Jace has completed items, so is Sivir. So I feel like this next dragon, in 40 seconds, they should contest.
I'm a little bit worried that Kongyu hasn't actually been able to find a window to abuse those flashes before they came back up. Although in saying that, Gemini's flash is still down, so potentially an avenue for opportunity there. But I feel like they still need to try and keep accelerating this game, because they should know that they are eventually going to get outscaled by the Zeri, by the Ryze.
Yeah, I think there's definitely an element of that, but I think Sivir getting 2 kills definitely puts the scaling... You know, it's not very lopsided anymore. I think Sivir being this strong means you will both scale well and get to fight stuff early, so I don't think you need to feel super pressured as Elise to do something. Also, because Elise is sort of solo AP, there's probably not going to be a lot of magic resist built, which definitely helps Elise's scaling.
Good point, yeah.
Okay, moving into the river. I feel like BYG are a lot stronger this dragon fight. I think if you're CFO, you still don't have completed items on your mid or AD. You probably just give this up, buy yourself a little bit more farm time.
Yeah, it looks like they are just going to give it Shun, trying to get that bot wave before he gets pressured by Kongyu on the leads.
Okay, Sivir's going to go back to the wave early, so isn't going to end up giving that up. So nice by BYG, kind of expected, and start putting those dragons on the board.
Yeah.
Now, I'm interested for this top matchup, because I feel like this doesn't end up winning for Jax for a very long time. Just kind of free farming at the moment.
I was expecting to see a bit more action, but apart from some small trades like this one,
yeah, I feel like
it's not much.
Asante is just unkillable.
Yeah, he's got the Bramble Vest now as well.
Okay, now Zeri and Lulu actually coming mid, so potentially wanting to contest the Herald?
Taking a look at the gold difference as well, you know, CFO had a brief moment of light in the darkness, but other than that, it's definitely been BYG's game to lose.
Okay. So, I mean, CFO's brought their bot lane up, but I feel like you still don't want this Herald fight. I think it'd be much better to trade the bot tower. Maybe send Ryze bot here instead, or maybe they are just going to commit to the contest. I mean, you have completed items here, but I do think you want a little bit more scaling time. Maybe they think Asante can carry this fight. It does look like they're going to commit to contesting.
I think this actually has the potential to be pretty even. Gemini has got his Divine Thunder as well.
Okay,
Oh,
so Herald's already kind of goes
it's
down.
gone.
Might just play for the fight after. Rest is taking a lot of damage before this fight even starts. Actually is going to go
Wow.
down.
Let's see if they can actually pick up the Rift Herald, because
Oh, true. Lulu might defend it.
they're
Gemini
running.
waiting in the wings. Do they get it? They do. Okay, so massive win there for BYG. Not only did they get the kill, but CFO actually wasn't able to trade anything. They brought their bot lane up. They weren't able to get the fight. I feel like it was just better to stay bot and try and trade something instead. And Rest, unfortunately, does kind of get caught out before the fight starts.
I feel like Rest was the one who was definitely having the best time out of the 3 lanes, and now he's sort of in step back as well. It'll be rough to see what happens in the next few minutes, because we've got Infernal Dragon coming up in 3, and it feels like things aren't really getting much better for CFO anytime soon.
Yeah, I have to agree. Rise hitting this tower. Does have Gemini with him. Rise should beat Jax at this point, especially with jungler nearby. You can kind of just kite him out. Does have the phase rush. And Elise on the bot side, so Jax is going to feel pretty scared to trade here. Are controlling that bot side, or that top side, so it looks like they're going to try get mid priority and then maybe start pushing this top tower more. But getting priority against the Sivir at this point in the game is going to be tough. I feel like it's up to BYG to direct the game.
Yeah, on the flip side of that, BYG having pretty much total control of the bot side jungle, and they've dropped another Rift Herald down mid.
And mid tower goes down. That's the first tower, I believe, of the game, right? Yeah,
first tower of the season.
Of the season. Yeah, so that's really big. I think breaking open the game when you've got that Sivir that can clear those mid waves so fast, it gives you so much time to do whatever you want. And really important here, I think, to allow at least kind of freedom, pressure the lanes and stuff. Now, I'm not sure Rest is actually killable, but you can probably zone him off the tower.
Ooh,
Actually, he's
I don't know.
going to find him here. I mean, he doesn't have flash. I feel like he is going to back off, but there is a trade this time. So CFO are trading the top tower, and it's on to Rise, so I think gold here definitely makes sense.
Yeah, it's a better look for them, because in the past they haven't really been able to trade much when BRG is taking stuff across the map, but this time they are able to answer back a little bit. Feng also just gobbling up those waves in mid, but actually still getting LCS by Shin.
Yeah. Yeah, despite the fact that they died, he's up a lot of CS, so...
Same story for Jimmy versus 1116 as well. Pretty much a 20 CS lead.
Yeah, Rise is very good at farming. And also I think here that Jace got a kind of a little... Well, he got a little hard done by in the kind of Rift Herald shenanigans, but he's still in a good spot. Lots of recalls coming in. So the next dragon's in 1 minute. Now I think BYG, in my opinion, is their dragon. I think if you're CFO here, you can afford to give over 1 more drag before things start kind of getting serious. I think you probably wait for your 2 items to come through in your carries before you look to contest these too hard. BYG, though, I think they want to keep the pressure on, take this dragon, maybe start working on that top tier 1 after.
Yeah, Kongyu really trying to rush through his camps there and then rush down that dragon. They're actually, I'm surprised that that CFO isn't taking advantage of this, because they did spot Kongyu and Kino in the top side, but they're not trying to take any sort of middle bot lane pressure. They're kind of just conceding all across the map.
Yeah, I think it's pretty hard here because you know Elise is going to cross. Makes it hard to push out waves on bot side. Rise, though, should be able to do something here. Okay, so Gemini is moving towards the top side. It looks like they are going to give this drag, I'm thinking. Yeah, I don't think Gemini would still be top side. So this dragon is going to be given over. Now, if you're BYG here, you can kind of fake going towards dragon and maybe counter the play top and get the best of both worlds. Or you can fully commit numbers to the drag. Jax is going to get out. I feel like this isn't much of a trade, but also it's kind of the only thing you can get right now.
Yeah.
Push Jax and Jace kind of out of that top jungle.
Oh, they're actually committing 4 people top as well. I wonder if they'll try something on Leakai. They're just going to
yeah, they get this.
The tower.
And this is a fair amount of gold given over, but they are going to lose the mid wave and potentially, I think Cassante can hold the mid tier 2, but they do lose this mid wave onto carries. It still goes on to Cassante, which I think is fine. Okay, they're actually opting for resets. Now, I think if you're BYG, you swap all your pressure topside now. Try and pressure that top tier 1.
Yeah, that's kind of the last standing beacon of outer towers for CFO. I find it hard to see a world where CFO are actually able to defend that, because Feng is just obliterating these mid waves way quicker than Shun can. And Kong is already in position with his little pocket kitten as well, lingering on.
Yeah, I think if you're Rise here, you probably do have to give up this top tower eventually. Okay, maybe not yet. They haven't got the mid pressure. So you're not worried too much, can keep clearing.
I think they want Leakai to get a little bit more push in the bot lane as well to try and sort of maximize losses for CFO if they do choose to TP and commit that to saving a tower. But it seems like they are just going to settle for river and topside jungle control for now.
Yeah, Ryze is actually getting push on the top wave, so not much happening at the moment.
Ooh, Slaytrude's so close to getting cocooned there.
Ooh. Okay. Well, I feel like neither team is really on a timer at this point. You've still got decent scaling on both teams. Next Dragon's not for another 3.5 minutes, so you might just spend this time relaxing. Although I think you probably will start to look towards this top tier 1 eventually. It feels like it's kind of the next structure that has to fall. Maybe leagueclips can bring some members down here and allow Jace to take that top tower.
It's a bit of an odd position for BYG because usually you would expect that split push Jax to be really like consistently applying a good amount of pressure, right? But it's hard to see a world where he actually wins a 1v1 against Rest, and as a result of that, Rest is actually sort of getting the say as to where the wave goes. Like it's pretty strange to see a Jax sort of roaming around instead of sitting in the lane, getting those waves right into the inner tower.
I think it's the same kind of story on top side. Jace normally kind of wins out against other mid laners in the side lane, but Ryze also very good at side laning. So he is able to hold this tower and is kind of just slowing the game down, which is exactly what CFO want. Even though they're down 4 kills, they're only down 2k gold, which isn't the worst. Something could happen here. I feel like an Elite Cocoon hits and Chaos breaks out. So they're actually looking for the engage. Lulu does have a lot of movement speed from their Shirelias, just kind of runs it out.
Yeah, both supports trading the Shirelias. Not much going to come out of that, unfortunately. But it does seem like the next steps for BYG are to get that top tower. But I feel like to get that, they need to try and find some more cheeky angles to burn some more flashes, because that's really where the opening sort of starts to take shape for them in finding their fights and sort of accelerating the lead that they've already built up so far.
Yeah, so BYG still pretty in control of the Baron area, but I think it is pretty hard to start unless you can get a pick or, you know, force some people to base here. They do have the poke to do it. They've got the Yuumi and the Jace. But right now, just resets coming through for both teams, so looks like nothing much is going to happen, at least until this dragon spawns. I think if you're CFO, you can definitely at least think about contesting this one. You've got 2 items finished on your mid and AD here, so you're probably ready to fight. They could potentially give up one more drag and just buy themselves a little more time, but I kind of feel like they want to fight it now.
I'm not sure. I'm getting a little worried for BYG and that CFO are still continuing to sort of maintain their CS leads, and that gold lead is like slowly reducing. Oh, but that J's Q kind of counters my argument a little bit. That really did pack a punch.
Definitely going to be a contest on here. They've got pretty much everyone fighting for control of the mid wave and who can get control of the bot side river. Cocoon lands on a rest, but he does not take damage. Actually, that was I think a Jace QE on a Lulu. Makes her lose half her health. Might actually go for the reset.
BYG are going to take control of the river for now. It's just so hard to battle against that Sivir mid-fire that just... It's the gift that keeps on giving and never stops. Jimmy even taking a lot of sort of ricochet damage from the Sivir as well. 30 seconds until the dragon spawns.
Okay, now Jace can definitely control this area. I feel like it's very hard to face check a team with Jace and Elise on it without taking too much damage that you can't actually contest in the first place. So it's possible here that CFO will just swap to topside and try maybe pressure the Baron or try maybe pressure just like topside camps. Actually going to look for engage. Flashes onto the Lulu. Lulu gets out.
She is so quick.
Ryze takes a lot of damage. Lulu ult's burned. Lots of cooldowns used on both sides, but nothing too much has come of this yet. I think Viego actually just flashed forward. Didn't find anything either. Xante on the flank.
Both TPs committed by both top laners there.
It's come back to just a front-to-back team fight.
Yeah, and I think BYG actually went out on that because CFO, they don't have an option to sort of threaten that Baron anymore because they're just too low from all the chip damage that they've taken.
Yeah, and the Yuumi sustain as well. Oh, actually TP coming in, so might try threaten the Baron. I don't think they can do it though, there's too much poke. I think these TPs are just coming through to make sure they don't start drag, at least until everyone's reset. But they are going to lose a lot of priority in the mid-wave. Ryze, Zeri maybe committing to the top side. They still have to keep some numbers around here to stop the Baron.
Yeah.
But also maybe send Jax to solo the drag, which looks like what's going to happen. They're actually hitting Baron here, but I feel like this won't be finished. It's just they're trying to put some pressure on, trying to bring Jace, or sorry, trying to bring Jax away from that.
got vision on it.
They've actually got a lot of damage on this, so maybe looking to commit, but they're
CFO
already
taking
very low.
so much damage from that.
I feel like if you're BYG, you might actually just be able to do this. You know both TPs are down, and the enemy team is low. Will they actually go for it, though? No, so just taking a little bit of control back. Maybe they want to just play it safe, push out mid, keep stacking the drags. Actually going to have resets come through instead of doing the drag. So
That's
I guess
surprising.
Maybe they hit more item spikes off this. Let's pay attention. So
Yeah, it does feel like they're not really in a rush to take that drag, and they're more just using it to force CFO to pressure the Baron in return. So I guess they really just do want to look for a fight.
yeah. Okay, coming back on the map. CFO does have control of the mid wave. Could actually, could pressure Baron here again while BYG have to come in and retake. There's no blue trinkets up.
It feels like this is CFO's only play in the book at this point.
Okay, so they are off it.
Yeah.
I feel like if you're Jax here, burning your TP is very bad because it means like you can't really pressure the side lane and you're always going to be weaker in the team fights than Cassante. So they might just be playing to kind of like slowly like regain a bit of control, try and get back to that dragon. Buy Jax time to get his TP back.
Yeah, this really is just an extended tug of war across the map. I think they're starting Baron again. CFO.
Yeah, okay, so they're actually on it once again. I feel like it is hard to actually finish it, and they don't have great turning tools, but at the same time, they can just keep doing this and forcing Jax to move up rather than pressuring the map.
Oh, it's
now
a fight
this
game.
one, Jax doesn't have TP to get here. Oh, I don't think they know where Jax is. Maybe they thought that was Jax's TP if they weren't timing it. Because they actually do get off it. Might look for the fight at least.
Oh, Kongyu's in trouble.
Oh, the Yuumi ult comes out as well.
He doesn't have flash. Oh, he's actually managed to just walk out.
Okay. Rise taking a lot of damage on the side lane, on the side fight.
Shun taking a lot of damage as well. CFO once again chipped down below half HP on multiple members.
Yeah.
BYG, it's hard to see them not taking Dragon at this point. I feel like they've had enough of CFO's shenanigans at
They're
this
banging
point.
back on the Baron. They might restart it. I feel like you kind of have to almost, but at the same time, if you get stopped and forced to base here again, you're just going to lose the Baron.
The ward from BYG isn't actually spotted by the pink, so they don't know.
Yeah. I think they might get their bases cancelled here. This looks really bad for CFO.
Oh, Shun's in a tough spot.
Okay,
oh,
they rise ult out, but I think you could maybe just force the Baron off this if you wanted.
I think that's the
You
play as
know
well.
the enemy team is really, really low. Yeah, they're pinging the wards.
Ooh,
How are they going to hit
they're
it?
not going to do it.
Wow, maybe still feel like they just don't need to take the risk. This dragon's been alive for like 5 minutes, just been pressured off by the Baron. This is kind of good from CFO if you can keep doing it and not lose the drag, because it just buys you more and more time to scale. But
yeah, they got 1116's TP in the end for free, right?
yeah. I think both teams kind of lack super hard engage tools, so it's quite hard to actually force something to happen.
Yeah.
Now, Jax is top here without his TP quite ready, so this could actually be Dragon going over to CFO. That is a crazy turn of events.
Wow, that is. I would never have, if you asked me to predict what was going to happen in the last 3 minutes, that would not be it.
Yeah, I think CFO kind of finessed them there. I'm not sure how they actually ended up getting it. Jax commits to TP, so he's going to take this top tier 1. Rise is going to trade the bot tier 1 on the other side of the map. Actually hitting Baron, but they do have vision of it. Lulu cancels the base, so they're going to come contest. This might be gone. I don't think they can cover the distance in time.
Thing was just barely spotted by that ward, CFO, but I don't think they're going to make it in time.
Yeah, BYG, they pick up the first Baron of the split. Rest doesn't have flash. Taking a lot of damage. This is definitely BYG's fight to win. Their top lane tank already pretty much out of the fight. Shun flashes out.
Wow.
Okay, so no one actually goes down, but a few sums burned. And most importantly, the Baron picked up.
Pacifist game on both sides. Only 4 kills so far in this almost 30-minute game, but ultimately BYG are able to pick up the Baron, and they're definitely going to look to start sieging these turrets.
Yeah, I think having the Baron on the Jax is really, really nice, and also being able to get through some of this wave clear. Oh, Kongyu actually does dodge out. Gemini forced to flash and ult, so not a lot of pressure up here for CFO.
Yeah, very nice repel from Kongyu as well to burn that Viego ultimate and the flash as well. That's going to be huge for them because it means that it's just that bit harder for them to defend these outer turrets.
This is a level 17 Jax, by the way. He's kind of been quietly scaling up. I feel like it's kind of hard for him to actually do something into Cassante for most of the game, but you have to feel up 2 levels now and approaching 3 items. Should have pretty big advantage on the side lane. Third items come through for Sivir and for Jace. As well as for the Ryze and Zeri.
Yeah, it feels like they're going to be looking to get that mid pro once again and then start shifting into the bot side, but CFO are already here. I wonder if they'll get caught out Hey, CFO, Gemini looking for something, but it looks like BYG are making sure to stick pretty closely together. Make sure that the Sivir is well protected for demolishing these mid waves.
Yeah, they might actually bring Jax just to help kind of regain some of the control before they go back to splitting. Kind of a wise move. Actually looking for the engage. Rise has flash, chooses not to use it, but stopwatches instead. They're taking a lot of poke here. A lot of ults were used. I feel like if BYG can just kind of kite this out, play it slow.
Oh,
Jax has flank. Ooh, huge engage. A lot of damage coming through as well. Sivir picks up 2. I'm not sure how she got the other one, but didn't manage to get it. So 2 dead, and they have Baron. I feel like this is at least 2 inhibs. I don't think it's the game, but 2 inhibs go down, I'm pretty sure. Mid and bot.
Wow.
Still 30 seconds, although they don't have a creep wave just yet.
What an even crazy turn of events. After CFO pick up that dragon, after finessing BYG, BYG have struck back with a Baron, with a multitude of turrets. And first inhib.
Yeah, inhib goes down. I think
first inhib of the season.
First inhib of the season.
They're breaking records.
Yeah.
They're going to take out this last inner turret as well. And
yeah, so
it's just the inhibitor turrets left, and they're still going as well. They've still got a little bit left on that Baron buff, maybe like 15, 20 seconds. They are going to make the most of it.
Will they actually go for the inhib or just the tower? Okay, they are committing to it. Jack's trying to zone them off. Now, if you're CFO, you might look for a fight here. Oh, Lulu actually just gets quick scoped on the side.
Is that the Airy and the Scorch getting that last bit of damage? Wow.
Yeah, 360 no scope out of the Jace. Okay, so 2 inhibs. They complete their recalls. They spend all the gold. I think BYG, you're massively in control right now. I actually see a replay of this fight. So they engage, and Rise elects not to really use anything, but he ends up surviving. I think Resk kind of just like goes a bit too far in. Yeah, commits forward. And then they just have flanks from 3 different angles. A huge amount of damage comes in on that.
That is a lot. I don't even know what that was. That was like Elise Spiderling. That was the Jace. Everything.
Yeah, they really threw the kitchen sink at them.
It's not looking good for CFO. They are down 0-7, 7k gold as well.
Yeah, I think if you're BYG, all you need to do is really have have Jax push one of these side lanes in and group the rest of your 4 members top, and you can honestly even just ignore the dragon. The dragon doesn't really have a big impact on this game anymore.
Definitely. It does feel like by the time that last dragon comes up, the game is already going to be over.
Yeah, they have a lot of poke here. They might be able to force them off the tower, although there is still a lot of wave clear. So they might not be able to get this without Baron. But they can probably... yeah, I think they can force them off with some poke. You've got the Elise, Zeri, or the Elise Sivir.
Oh, they have no fear. They're just walking straight up. Gemini can't even do anything.
Yeah, Zeri actually lost her cleanse there. Third inhib is going to go down. Rest taking a lot of damage too.
Time is really running out.
They're actually engaging on a Rest, forced to flash away already. Low health bars.
This
now,
is
will
crazy.
they keep pressuring? I think they might. They might just be able to go for the end here. They have a super wave.
Yeah, it feels like BYG have sustained damage and burst damage. They're just throwing everything they have at CFO.
Yeah, one Nexus goes down.
Not sure about those 3 wards that were placed. Trying to give CFO a bit of a way back into the game with those little 30 gold pockets.
I think if you're BYG, you can honestly just sit here and wait for all the creep waves. Yeah. Lulu just gets absolutely annihilated by the Jace.
Yeah, he's 360 no-scoping with aimbot as well.
That's right. Okay, here come the first of the double super waves. I'm not sure if CFO can actually clear this out. They have a Rise and a Zeri, but I just don't think they can withstand the poke. Yeah, and without any actual hard engage, it's difficult to pull the trigger. They're taking a lot of damage just to Sivir on the way in. This tower is falling very low. I think it dies here, and this might just be...
CFO aren't even going to try and look for a fight. It's too late.
They just hit the Nexus. Wow.
Taking out the first game of the
first game.
Wow, that is...